Alright, so today we are on a hunt.
Please listen carefully.
I've procrastinated till the last minute to find a tackle bag for the BFLs this year. So here we are, less than, right at 5 days actually out from Tournament 1, T1 on Norris Lake. We're going to run over to Dick's Sporting Goods. And what we're going to do actually is I really want a backpack. Now the problem with a backpack is they don't hold enough of the boxes, you know, the planos. I'm going to fish a lot of soft plastics this year. I'm not really going to bring that much in terms of terminal tackle and you know, hard baits with me. I'm going to really narrow it down this year. Last year I really overpacked, a common rookie mistake. But last year also I did not get to practice in the majority of the tournaments. So, you know, I was really unsure what I needed and what to bring, because some of those lakes, you know, I'd only fished a few times. Norris, actually I'd never fished before until the BFL last year. Well, I practiced on that lake. That was one of the lakes I practiced on. So I'm going to take a little different approach this year. I'm going to fish, you know, confidence baits. I'm going to slow down and, you know, probably do a lot of Texas rig, a lot of drop shot, a lot of shaky head. I'm going to take subtle crankbaits with me, DT6s, DT10s. I'm going to take shad wraps, you know, probably fives, you know, and just a few very few colors. But I really want to tackle a backpack. And no guys, I'm sorry, but you know, I just can't go there, and I just can't go there. So I know a bunch of you are going to say, well, you know, these big channels have one. I'm just not doing it. I'm sorry, just can't do it. Just can't do it. You know, nothing against them. They may make a great product, but I'm just not going there. Anyway, so I'm looking for a backpack because, you know, a lot of times I've got to carry rods, and to be able to throw a backpack on my back, and in the mornings, especially when you're searching, when maybe you're walking down on the dock, you know, when you're looking for your angler, it can really be a lot of help to have, you know, that all your gear thrown on your back and your rod's in your hands, you know, instead of lugging, you know, having your hands full, being in people's way. You know, what do I want out of a backpack? I mean, you know, for me, you know, I want at least 3 boxes, you know, that I can fit 3, you know, boxes in the bottom, and put, you know, some bags, probably freezer bags of soft plastics in the top compartment, maybe even a 4th box. I'd love to be able to get 4 boxes. That's sort of my goal, to be able to get those 4 boxes. That would be awesome. So let's get the hunt started. All right, so we're at Dick's. We're going to go in. We're going to check out our their backpacks. I do have to pick up a lure or two and see what we can find. I need a sexy shad in the 5XD, so hopefully they've got 1 or 2 of those we can pick up, and we'll see if they've got any good deals on anything. So let's see if we can find our backpack. All right, so we're out of Dick's. they had a couple of bags in there. One was this big, it was kind of this retro Plano, very squared off. It had way more storage. The only other backpack that they had was a spider wire, and it was super nice. Had a place for your sunglasses, and a lot of small extra storage. But I'm not a big fan of either one. It didn't have a lot of storage for maybe some soft plastics. So we're going to run on up to Bass Pro Shops, which is, we're in Kingsport right now. We're going to run up to Bristol. Up this road, it's maybe 15 minutes. So we'll see what they've got, since I have to pass Dick's to get home. If I don't like what Bass Pro Shops has got, we may just go ahead and go with the Big Ugly Plano. It seemed to have the most storage and the most boxes. Not full-size boxes, but it does come with the boxes, and I think that'll be the best thing that I've found so far. Okay, so we're on our way to Bass Pro Shops, and I was challenged by Southern Outdoors Fishing to do the 7-question challenge. So we're going to go ahead and start. I'll go ahead and tell you about those questions, or answer those questions for you right now. So question number 1 is why I started a YouTube channel. And to be perfectly honest with you, I never actually intended on starting a YouTube channel. I never meant to actually be doing this. So everything that's happened to me up until this point has kind of been a blessing. It's really just been a fun ride for me. I've just really enjoyed meeting the people that I've met, helping the companies that I'm helping, because I really believe in them. I believe in local guys. I believe in small companies and the innovations that they bring, and I believe that over time that's what's going to save and power our nation. But all that being said, and sorry to get a little weird and semi-politico on you there, for me, I actually started filming because, one of my favorite bigger YouTube channels is Tactical Bassing, and they did a video a few years back that, was talking about why you should put GoPros on your boat, even if you don't want to do, post videos to any, style of social media. And some of you might not know, but I coached football for probably 13 years. I think it was like 5 or 6 at the high school level. And so game film was always a big deal to me, being able to go back and watch. And I just never thought about, going back and watching myself, cast, catch fish, the things that you do, and kind of tweaking your presentations and really paying attention to what works and what doesn't. And, just for fun, I started editing some videos because, in high school, I took some television production classes where we, did news channels, music videos, you name it. We learned about media. And, that was something I always loved, was actually the editing process. And so I made a couple of little videos out of some of the stuff that I had. Several people that I showed them to, my friends at work that kind of seen them, and, my wife, my son, and all them, they were just like, you really need to put these on YouTube. And, I don't, expect that I'm going to be John B. or, Luckers TV or Fluke Master or any of those guys, but I really feel like I'm going to, I just want to help and just sort of do my own thing. So that's why I did it. Question number 2 is, how did I get my channel name? Most of you all know this already. I'm an IT guy, work in the IT industry, so I am a geek. And I very much approach fishing in the same sort of geeky, troubleshooting manner. I really love the numbers and the science, and, you get me into talking about line diameter and drag, and, bill size and shape, and feet per second, on drop, of weights and baits and all that stuff, and the action of baits and really looking at, you know, the science kind of behind that, and why this bait has this action and why that bait has that action. To me, it's just really, really neat. And then you get into the electronics, you know, on the boating side, which is one of my favorite things to do in the world, is learn and you know, get into those electronics and really use them to help me catch fish. You know, so, you know, pure and simple, you know, it was basically, you know, Bass Geek. I'm a geek, so, you know, I'm a Bass Geek. I'm a computer geek, and I get geeked out over bass too. Okay, so question number 3 is, when did I start YouTube? I started YouTube January the 12th was my first upload. I went ahead and reserved the name and had my channel together, and it laid dormant for, you know, more than a few months there. But when I actually started uploading was January the 12th of 2016. So that was the first uploads that I threw up there. And you know, so far I've grown way more than I ever expected to grow, and I want to say thank you guys. And I want to give a couple of shout outs. I've some guys that we're hopefully going to be doing some videos together, and that's T&. Bassin and Bass Bullies TV. And then I want to give a shout out to Tackle Junkie 81, who out of nowhere on a live stream last night, you know, told everyone to go check my channel out. That if, you know, I was stunned by that, and that's a true honor. But guys, go check out T&. Bassin and Bass Bullies TV. Those are two guys who I really hope that I'm going to get to go fishing with a little more over time. I know we're trying to work some stuff out, and hopefully we'll get to hang out and do some things. Question number 4 is, what camera do I film with? Now, this is one thing that being an older guy, you know, I really try to get my channel to kind of support itself, because, you know, I've got 2 kids, a granddaughter, you know, I've been married for, you know, 23 years, you know, so I really try not to spend a lot of money, because, you know, I feel like the quality that my iPhone 7 Plus gives me is great. That's what I'm filming on right now. I also use a couple of different SJ cams, and I hope to actually upgrade one of those in the future. But right now, I'll be perfectly honest with you, that's what I use. I try to keep it as cheap as possible. What I do on this channel as cheap as possible, but get the best quality that I can get out of it. So right now, that's what I'm filming on. The next question is, do I do my own thumbnails? This is kind of a weird question, because who doesn't do their own thumbnails? Especially a smaller channel. You know, I don't have a staff that works for me. I can't afford that. So, you know, yeah, of course I do my own thumbnails. That's why they probably suck as bad as they do. If my thumbnails suck, guys, tell me about it so that I can do better. But don't just tell me they suck. Give me some criticism on what I can do better. You know, it's easy to point out a problem. It's way harder to give a solution. So we are at Bass Pro Shops. Let's go in and see what tackle backpacks they've got. Maybe we'll find something. If not, we'll hit Dick's on the way back and grab what we need. Alright, so we're heading home. We hit Bass Pro Shops. Didn't get what I wanted, but, you know, may have got what I need. Sometimes that's the deal. So let's get back to the 7 questions. And question, I believe, number 6 is, did I do my own intro and outro? And I did do my own intro. I'm actually looking at making some changes with that right now, updating it. But sooner or later, you know, I'm going to change that. You know, it gets stale after a while, I think. I think it's stale. I don't really have an outro. You know, with the way YouTube's kind of changed things, I just kind of finish it off with, you know, my little saying. So, which is basically my way of appreciating you guys, because you guys, you do rock. I mean, you know, I played in a alternative band for 5 years, and you know, I am a rock and roller at heart, and it's just my way of saying, man, you guys are freaking awesome, and you rock, man. I appreciate everyone for coming and watching and hanging out and participating, commenting on my videos, and just hanging out with me. So yes, I did make my intro and the lack of my outro. Alright, and the final question, will I ever quit YouTube? The matter of the fact is, maybe. You know, guys, I don't do YouTube to make money. I mean, I don't make any money off of it. Well, very little bit of money that I do make with my YouTube channel, basically I put it back into my YouTube channel so that I can make better videos and take you guys places. So there is no profit. I am not Fluke Master. I do not make a living doing this. I am not John B. or Lunkers TV. I'm doing this straight up and strictly for the fun and love of fishing. Don't care if I ever get that big. That kind of scares me, actually, to get that big, simply because I really love the ability to be able to chat or answer every single comment and really have more of a relationship with you guys. But, you know, one of the things that you're always going to see from me, you'll learn quickly, is I'm going to tell you what I think. I can be very opinionated, and much like the Abu Garcia micro guides, you know, I don't like them. They're junk, and I don't want you guys going out spending money. You know, the worst thing that I feel like I could ever do, and there's always going to be a lemon in the bunch. Let me, you know, say that first. But the worst thing I could ever do is look at you guys and tell you that something is great when it's not, and put my name behind it and have it be crap. Because I know I come from a very poor background. I know how hard it is to come out of that. I know how hard it is to stay out of that, and I know how hard it is to make the money to get the things that, you know, you need, and fishing sure as hell ain't getting cheaper. Bait companies, here's a challenge from me to you. You know, let's help out the little guys. Get out there and let's make fishing cheaper. Find a way. I know you can do it. So, that being said, you know, I do this for the fun of it. And if for some reason it stopped being fun and it became more work than pleasure, or I felt like I couldn't give you guys what I wanted to give you guys, and basically the two things that I want you guys to get out of my channel is, A, I want you to be able to go out and spend your money wisely. trust me, my wife would love to take every dollar away from me because if you see my tackle tours, guys, you know I go out and I spend a lot of money on stuff and really trying things, and over the years it's been bad. But I want to take what I've learned from buying this stuff and trying this stuff and bring it to you guys and say this is good or this is bad and this is why. Now, I don't know everything. I know what works for me. I know what I like, and everyone's different. Every lake's different. Every situation is different. Every day is different. So, you know, all I'm doing is sharing with you what works for me. It may not work for you, or it may work for you. You have to determine that. But I hope I can help you by sharing my experiences and the things that I've learned over time, and the bad buys and the great buys. And I hope I can show you those great buys and those bad buys and keep you from wasting your money on them. Now, you know, the other thing that I want you guys to get out of this YouTube channel is, you know, like I said, I've said it a long time, and I really need to get better at this. You know, there's a lot of YouTube channels that show you the how. You know, they show you, you know, how to fish this bait, how to fish that bait. But I want to give you the why. The whens, the wheres, the whys. You know, why did I pick this bait over that bait? Why did it work? What was I thinking? What did I see? What in my mind said, pick this up and throw this here? And either I caught a fish or I didn't. That's one of the big things that I want to bring to you guys. I want to give you the conditions, the time of year, the situation, and I want to let you take that formula and see how I process it, add it up, and catch fish. And, you know, I hope that'll help you guys locate and find more fish. I think that's the biggest thing about bass fishing, is finding fish. You know, especially when you're out on lakes. And that's sort of the goal of my limit series. So I didn't end up going with a backpack. I got a good deal on this bag, which is the 370 Extreme Qualifier. I'll be honest with you, don't really know how good the quality is on this thing, but if it'll hold up for 5 tournaments, that's really all I need it for. So, you know, it's got a lot of storage in it, which, you know I'm going to pare down, and trust me, this bag will be way less than what I have brought. But, you know, it was just a good deal. It was a good deal, so I went ahead and went with it instead of the backpack. The backpack, in theory, they're great, but it seems like all of them had the small boxes in the bottom. So this is what we'll go with. This is what we'll give it a run with this year. Picked up a few crankbaits, and let's go through those right now. So I'm not a real big fan of Bass Pro Shops rod socks. The tips of them, your rod's constantly poked through. But something that I am a big fan of are these. And they are the lure wraps. And you can get these for, I don't even remember, $6 or $7. This is the larger size, and this is the smaller size. But any sort of bait that has trebles, especially when you're out on someone else's boat, you can put those on, wrap them up, and it really saves you time. You know, when you take them off, the good thing is they're small enough, you just kind of slide in your pocket, and then when you set that rod back down, you can wrap it back up. It's really quick. So, you know, I'm a big fan of the shad wraps, and I've been hearing really good things about the Berkley Dredger series. So I picked me up one of those for a little dirtier water. That's a 10.5. And of course, I don't like to take bottles, whether it be Spike It or whether it be JJ's Magic, on someone else's boat, because there's such a big chance that those things spill. And a lot of those guys are a little particular about their boats, and rightfully so, because they're huge investments. So I always just grab me a chartreuse pen. Now, I've never used this sort of marker, the zoom. Generally, I'm using the Spikets. So we'll see what I think about that as time goes on. Now, so at Dick's, I grabbed a few other things. I'll go ahead and go through that. I was looking for the 5XDs, but they didn't have any of the 5XDs. They were sold out of them. So I went with the next best thing, which is the Series 5, which dives to 12 feet. I needed a couple of Sexy Shad. So I got me a couple of these. I got me a 5XD. They did have the Chartreuse Sexy Shad in the 5XD. And I mean, if you look at these guys, there's not a huge amount of difference in the body style and in the lip, really, if any at all. So I did pick me up a couple of 1/4 ounce red-eye shads. I didn't have any 1/4 ounce red-eye shads. These were actually on sale, buy two get one free at Dick's. So I went ahead and picked me up one of those, a couple more of those. Got me a couple of colors. This is a nice little color. It's sort of a sexy chrome. That is, it's chrome Sexy Shad. Really like that color in the 1/4 ounce when they're on smaller baits. This is a great color for dirty water when you're throwing deep. And that's the 6XD, so it's a 19-foot diver. And another 5XD, or Series 5, I'm sorry, in the Sexy Shad. So I was out of those, and just thought I'd go ahead and pick some up. All right, so we are going to head back to the house now, and call it a day. I've got to go to work tonight. Thanks for riding along. I know this probably wasn't the greatest sort of vlog unboxing sort of thing, and I know I don't normally do these. All right, so we are getting ready to pull in to the driveway. Thanks for riding along with this little road trip for me. We picked up a few things. Hopefully some of them are going to pay off in the first BFL on Norris. Like I said, you guys will see the beginning, I hope, if all goes well, of the Limits series, which should start next Tuesday. We'll talk a little more. You know, hopefully you guys like that. Hopefully I can do what I want to do with it. But as always, questions and comments in the comment section. Thanks for hanging out with me this week on Bass Geek. You know I love to talk about fishing with you all, so any questions you have, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. Like it if you like it, and please don't forget to subscribe. You guys rock.